roll. Showtime, homie. Wight County School Board's in session. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Colick.
Present.
Mr. Cunningham.
Present.
Mrs. Perkins.
Here.
Mr. Wooster.
Here.
Mr. Marsh.
Here. Over to you, sir.
Mr. Chair, I move to add the hiring of a school board family member to the closed session agenda and approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Colick.
Can I vote on that?
Huh?
Can I vote on this piece?
To add the family member, can he vote on that?
I think just to vote, you're voting to amend the agenda.
Okay, yes.
That was going to be my answer, but. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins.
Yes.
Mr. Wooster.
Yes.
And Mr. Marsh.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I move to add the purchase of 5 school buses and the hiring of a school board family member to the open session agenda and approve the agenda and remove agenda item 8.18.3 and approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
So to be clear, we're removing the non-resident student admissions from the agenda? Is that
Yes,
what I'm
ma'am.
hearing?
That's correct. 18.3.
And we're adding
We're gonna-
discussions about 5 school buses?
It's action.
It's an action item.
Okay.
So there's 3 items. We're going to add the purchase of 5 school buses. We're going to add the hiring of a school board family member, and we're going to remove item 18.3. Good?
Yep.
Madam Clerk.
Okay. Mr. Colick.
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham.
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins.
Yes.
Mr. Wooster.
Yes.
And Mr. Marsh.
Yes, motion passes. All right.
Mr. Chair, I move to go into closed session to review the personnel report and addendum posted on board docs under Personnel tab number 16.1 as authorized by Virginia Code 2.2-3711A1 for purposes of discussion and consideration of prospective candidates of Isle of Wight Public Schools for employment, contract changes, transfers, salary adjustments, supplemental contracts, deletions, supplemental pay, resignations of Isle of Wight County Public Schools employees, and to go into closed session to discuss the hiring of an instructional assistant for Windsor Elementary School as authorized by Virginia Code 2.2-3711A1, and to discuss a matter involving 2 religious exemption students that would involve the disclosure of information contained in a scholastic record concerning students as authorized by Virginia Code 2.2-3711A2, and to discuss and consider 1 early admission for a student as authorized by Virginia Code 2.2-3711A2 involving the disclosure of information concerning identifiable students of Isle of Wight County Schools.
Second.
That's a mouthful. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Colick.
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham.
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins.
Yes.
Mr. Wooster.
Yes.
And Mr. Marsh.
Yes.
And just real quick, Mr. Cunningham, did you second the motion to amend the open session? Okay, just want to make sure.
All right. And Madam Clerk, is there anyone signed up to speak in closed session?
No, sir.
Okay. Unless I'm missing anything, we'll go into closed session. Isle of Wight County School Board's in session.
Mr. Chair, I move that the closed meeting was conducted in conformity with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act as required by Section 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia, and certify that only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements were discussed, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Mr. Colick,
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins,
Yes.
Mr. Wooster,
Yes.
and Mr. Marsh.
Yes, motion passes.
Would everyone please stand for a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Good evening. It's July 10th, 2025. We're in Westside Elementary School for our regular school board meeting. A couple little changes this evening. We got Dr. Kramer's on some well-deserved time off. And we've got someone new sitting up here with us tonight. We got Mr. Cole Munford. He's our new school board liaison. So everybody give him a round of applause tonight, please. And he's opted to come up here on a night when school is out and he didn't really have to be here. So the young man's anxious to be a part of the board. So welcome. On that, turn it over to Mrs. Briggs for Isle of Wight Achievers.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh. The vision for Isle of Wight County Schools is to create a learning environment that will enable every child to discover his or her unique gifts and talents. The Isle of Wight Achievers section of our board meeting gives us an opportunity to recognize and celebrate our students and staff for their unique talents and gifts. Before we get started, just to run through kind of our protocol, you should have your certificates at your seat. If you'll bring your certificate up when your name is called, and Ms. Getz, can you help me out? And Ms. Getz is going to have a pin for you. You're going to stand in front of the table on the floor here facing the board until we get your whole team up, and then we'll have you turn around and go to the backdrop for a group photo, and that's the perfect time for family members to hop up and get a photo as well. So tonight we are recognizing, well, there we are. Sorry about that. We're recognizing some teams from Smithville High School. Smithville High had 3 teams qualify for state tournaments in their respective sports. We're delighted to honor the players and coaches for their outstanding season. We'll start first with boys soccer. The Smithville High boys varsity soccer team had an exceptional 2025 season filled with historic milestones. This year, they were crowned Bay Rivers District champions for the 2nd consecutive season, a first in the school's history. They continued to excel and finished as the Region 4A runner-up and earned a spot in the VHSL state tournament, where they advanced to the Elite 8. This marks the 6th consecutive state tournament and appearance, a testament to the strength and consistency of the program. Throughout the season, the student athletes demonstrated outstanding teamwork, resilience, and sportsmanship. They have represented Smithville High with excellence both on and off the field. So at this time, we'll start first with head coach Jason Henderson. Come on up, coach. And assistant coaches Gerald Slade and Devin Rotruck, if they're here. And manager Tristan Walker. So y'all come on up. And now for the players. We have, oh, Mr. Henderson, I'm going to have yep, there we go. It's always tough going first. We have Aaron Carroll, Jaden Goodian, Ian Corning, Rylan Forrest, Ethan Caggiano, Juanas Williams, Elijah Hall, Gordon Holloway, Christopher Leslie, Ian Lindsay, Robert Jackson, Ryland Lamb, Noah Larson, Carson McMillan, Trevor Myers, Colin Phillips, Isaiah Robertson Johnson, Gerald Slade, Miles Slade, Jackson Stanley, Jeremy Walker, Nathaniel Condit, and Nathaniel was All-District Honorable Mention and All-Region Honorable Mention, Eli Allen, All-Region Honorable Mention, Danny Cox, All-Region Second Team, Cohen Rotruck, All-Region Second Team, Carter Getz, All-District First Team, All-Region First Team, and All-State Second Team, Logan Young, All-District First Team, All-Region First Team, All-State Second Team, Jackson Young, All-District Honorable Mention, All-Region Second Team, Andy Mwapu, sorry, Andy, All-District Second Team, All-Region First Team, All-State Second Team, and Brody Doolin, All-District First Team, All-Region First Team, and All-State First Team. So we want to congratulate all of you, those that came out tonight and those that were unable to make it, on an outstanding season. Do we have a more? Hi, Brody. Congratulations, Brody. Yay. So thank you for being here. Let's get a picture of those of you that are out here over by the backdrop. So congratulations, guys. Thank you again. I want to especially thank the folks that were able to be here tonight. I mean, it is summer. It's the thick of summer. So thank you for those that can make it. I understand there's probably a lot of conflicts with schedules. All right. Also from Smithville High, we've got the varsity girls tennis team. The team qualified for the Class 4 State Tennis Championship after an outstanding season. The team is coached by Coach Greg Ruffin. Come on up, Coach. Yeah. And we'll get Coach up here first, and then we're going to introduce the team members. Yay. All right. So team members include Charlize Albers, Ashley Breland, Brianna Brown, Destiny Kelso Brown, Zanaya Carter, Candace Chong, Ella Clove, Leslie DiDios, Kiara Fuentes, Aubrey Grotman, Purva Patel, Cecilia Ramos, Chelsea Turner, Abigail Wall, Kayla Wilson, Adriana Melvin, and Jocelyn Hill. And Jocelyn, yes. And Jocelyn finished third in the region in singles, and Jocelyn and Adriana finished third in the region in doubles. So they had an outstanding showing. So congratulations, ladies. Great job. Nicely done. And we're going to have you go over here to the backdrop. We'll get a nice group photo. And on a personal note, my daughter played tennis for Coach Ruffin. So I'm especially excited to see this team out here tonight. He has given a lot of time and effort to girls tennis. I can see who's in charge. Jocelyn, yeah. Wait, yep. Hang on. Are we good? All right. Thank you. Congratulations once again. Our final team is the boys and girls track team from Smithville High. 17 students qualify for the Class 4A State Track and Field Championships. The team is coached by Coach Steve Shepard. And the team members are Onika Arity, I heard an exclamation. Madeline Berry. Madeline finished 8th in the 3,200-meter run. Oh, hey, Coach Shepard. Hi, glad you could be here. Sorry. And I'll mention, I know Madeline couldn't join us tonight because you might have seen she is at the Naval Academy. So she has a good excuse for not being here. She's going through that plebe stuff. All right, continuing on, Tristan Brown, Simone Carnes. Simone finished 9th in the long jump at the state. Grace Dodson, Anaya Gilbert, Emma Hattemer, Masira Mobley, Kiara Porzio, Jordan Watkins. Jordan finished 9th in the triple jump at the state. And the girls 4x100 meter relay team placed 7th. From the guys' side, we have Dion Bowe, who finished 9th in the triple jump. Zachary Kennedy, Caleb Greer, Logan Greer, Ewan Kucha, Noah Owens, Dalen Webster, and Dalen finished 2nd in the 110-meter hurdles and 3rd in the 300-meter hurdles. And the boys 4x800 meter relay team placed 10th. So we want to congratulate the boys and girls track team on an outstanding season this year. Congratulations, everyone. So we'll have you come over to the backdrop, and we'll get a quick photo from... Coach Shepard said they're at practice for nationals. Is that correct? Yes. Very good. So, very good. That's it. So while they're getting their picture taken, I want to thank all of our achievers that were able to come out tonight and the family members and friends that came with them, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ms. Briggs.
Hey, Casey.
All right, Ms. Whitlow, do we have people signed up to speak?
Yes, sir. In accordance to policy BDDH-E, presentation of information on any subject will be concluded at the discretion of the board. No person will be recognized to speak more than once. Citizens scheduled on the agenda to speak will be permitted 4 minutes maximum time for their presentation. Delegations will be requested to limit their speakers to 2. Persons speaking are asked to be specific, state the issue for the board's consideration, and attach a copy of your prepared remarks. If you have prepared remarks, they should be given to the board clerk. Please do not approach the board members. Any matter relating to specific students will be heard by the school board only in a closed meeting. First, we have DeWitt Holland. No? Okay. All right, Volpe Boykin.
Good evening, board. Nice to see you all, and thanks for doing that job. Obviously, it's not something a lot of people want to do, Mr. Cunningham. Having a hard time finding somebody to take your spot. Volpe Boykin, 28359 Walters Highway, District 5. Correct me if I'm wrong on these figures. I don't think I am from a couple conversations I've had. For designing a fleet services facility, a bus garage, the design company, I believe RRMM, wants $629,581 just to design it, and there could be an additional $85,000. That's the total, and I know it includes a BMP pond, but that's $714,000 just for designs on paper. The Smithfield High School band room, they want $203,000 with a possible other $38,000, a grand total of $241,000 to design a band room. And I know some of that's or all of it's paid for by proffers, but to me, somebody needs to take a second look at this company. I mean, they're going to rake in for designs on paper just short of $1 million, most of it taxpayer money. I'm concerned we just got a hefty real estate tax increase, and a lot of that was just to fund the school's wants and needs. We don't have any money to waste. Now, I've been told that the old school board signed a long-term contract with RRMM to do all the design work for the schools. I would think, to me, it would make more sense if you got to bid out a building that costs $700,000, why not bid out the designs that cost $700,000 once this contract's up? I'm sure there are a lot of design companies that would put in bids. And I don't know, this $714,000 to draw the pictures on paper, even for the pond, it just sounds like a whole lot of money. And I'd like to know what the school, in a contract, you get something, I get something. They're getting a whole heck of a lot of taxpayer dollars, including this, and in the past, millions. I want to know, does the school board get discounts? What exactly does the school board get other than their what seem to be overpriced plans and a whole lot of taxpayer money?
1 minute.
It just seems like a lot to me, and I know anytime the word government comes in, the price triples, but that doesn't have to be true if the government doesn't volunteer to go ahead and pay the money. So I just want to make sure, and I know you all will, look at this company and look at what they charge just to design something. It's a lot of money, and I think they should have to supply a extremely minutely detailed contract of exactly every piece of everything they're going to do and what each little thing they're going to do cost, to see if it adds up and makes sense to almost $1 million. So thank you all. I know you'll look at it, and I appreciate your service.
Thanks, Mr. Boykin. And we will discuss that this evening with Dr. Coleman. Appreciate you.
Martha Jackson.
Good evening, school board members and our new student member, Mr. Mumford. Good to see you. I'm Martha Jackson from District 3. While school board members may require access to certain school information to fulfill their duties, it does not require unlimited access to school buildings at any and all times. Protocols for access to school buildings are in place for everyone, and having different rules for school board members will create overstepping. Unlimited access for individuals, even board members, could raise concerns regarding the safety and security of our students and staff, and may seem as if you are furthering your own agenda or for personal gain. If you need information or data, our capable superintendent who is in charge of the day-to-day operations, he will certainly work with you and his staff to get the information you may need. I urge you not to implement this policy. Thank you for listening to my concerns.
That's it.
Thanks, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Mumford, the floor is yours, young man.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh. I just wanted to thank the school board and all of the staff behind them for this opportunity, and I'm very excited to work with you guys over the next 2 years, and I'm ready to get to work. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for showing up tonight, Cole. Short and sweet. All right. So one of the things Connor, I think everybody up here probably had some bit of involvement in it or maybe encouraged Connor, but Connor developed an innate ability to call it like he saw it, and he wasn't reluctant to point out the bad.
All right.
So I'm not saying roll Dr. Coleman under the bus or anybody else on staff, but as a representative of your fellow students, it's good to hear an unfiltered opinion of what's going on inside the walls from the perspective of the students.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely.
Anybody want to add to that?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
It is. It's thundering out there. All right. So that takes us to 14.1. Hopefully we don't find out if the emergency generators work, Dr. Coleman. 14.1. That's you, sir. The floor is yours.
Mr. Board Chair, school board members, 14.1 Fleet Service Facility. This is an action item. This is concerning moving forward with the contract for total design services in support of the Fleet Service Facility, which includes a total basic design fee of $629,581 and an additional services of $85,205 for a combined total not to exceed $714,786. This is the CIP item, which was presented several months ago. It was approved by the school board, pushed to the Board of Supervisors, which was fully funded by the Board of Supervisors. So this is an action item at this time, and I'm ready for any questions.
Dr. Coleman, so you and the board and members of the Board of Supervisors, we went through this numerous times throughout the budget season. But Mr. Volpe brought up some questions. I know he's not the only one with those questions. I think much, if not all of that stuff, we had discussed at one point or time or another.
Yes.
So if you could kind of walk through some of those things, I jotted down some questions, or you can just talk through it. However you want to do this.
And yes, he did. He brought up some very good questions. Okay, so let's first go over the total basic services. That's the $629,581. Right. The total basic services is what any architectural company would provide. You're looking at the schematic design, the design development, construction documents, bid negotiation, and construction of admin. So that is the 629.
So it's not just the design, it's also bid negotiation.
It's the bid negotiations.
So
and
what's that mean exactly?
The bid negotiations go into the total additional services also. That's the geotechnical services, special inspections, partial boundary and topographic survey, stormwater BMP boring investigation, the as-built subsurface utility, third-party cost estimator, furniture package, landscape design, and bid document. So let me explain the difference between the total basic services and the total additional services that were added up. The total basic services, as I've stated before, any architectural company can actually go through that, and they will bid. Some companies are higher, some companies are lower, as Mr. Boykins just pointed out. Now, the additional services of all of those contractual services, from the geotechnical services all the way down to the landscape and design bid document, normally those are contracted. So we have two different ways of performing this. It's going to be an IFB. It's a type of procurement. Either someone can go and contract out the 20 different vendors that are there, or you can use the company. What IWCS have done for several years is use the company to actually perform the IFB, and we just take their documents and bid it out. So they are doing the bidding and the negotiation. So you will see an increase in the percentage of what the national rate was for RRMM on these designs, but those are the reasons for the increased designs. One thing that there was a lot of individuals that were a little mixed up in the terminology concerning, let me make sure I get this right.
Dr. Coleman, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can you-
Okay. A lot of individuals mixed up when we talked about the guaranteed maximum cost level for the project. And I didn't want the public to get confused on a guaranteed maximum price. And I think a lot of the public was speaking on a guaranteed maximum price. A guaranteed maximum price is part of an RFP. It's part of a procurement that doesn't allow the overall budget quote to get above that level. It's guaranteed maximum, it's below. The guaranteed maximum cost level is just pinpointing on the amount of money that they will not charge over the basic services.
We went through the same thing with the New Hardy.
We went through the same exact thing with New Hardy. And with New Hardy, we use RRMM to actually produce the IFB and different things of that nature. Now, I do want to point out that the contract for RRMM is lapsing on September 9th. So me and Mr. DeVere, the CFO, have already talked about and discussed how we're going to reissue this contract out and ensure that it gets out to the most vendors possible. So once again, the contract does end in another 2 months, 2 or 3 months. So with that said, it will be issued out at that time.
So we can shop around for a better deal.
We can definitely shop around. By law, we have to shop around.
How long was the contract for?
The contract was for 1 year and 3 additional years. 1 year and 3 additional years. So.
Okay. I think I got most of that done, jotted down. Am I missing anything for the board up here?
No, but I've got a few questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the first question, Dr. Coleman, is do we have an estimate for the total cost of the fleet services facility that we plan on building after the design phase is over?
No, we do not have a cost for the total. And you mean not only the 4 bays, but you mean once we add on the additional bays? Is that what you're speaking of?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we're designing, whatever we're looking at designing.
Okay. So make sure that we understand that what we're designing is 7,000 square feet. That will consist of 5 bays. What we're overall planning, the design is going to plan out an additional 4 bays. So we're only going through with the concept of 5 bays, but the plan is overall for 9 bays there. And when I say 9 bays, 1 is for the admin office, 1 is for the shop offices, and then it's the bays for the buses.
Okay.
But overall, so the construction is set up for those 5 bays with the plan, if need be for expansion. We can always expand in other years, in previous years. to
Okay,
move on. Yes.
So I've been doing just a little bit of research. I'm by no means an expert in this.
Yes, sir.
But one thing that I have found is that the average architectural and engineering design fees for these types of facilities within Virginia are usually calculated as a percentage of the total construction cost or based on the square footage. And so I'm just trying to figure out where we got the 786. And I have seen, the statement of work, and again, haven't had
Yes.
any time to digest it.
No problem.
You and I have talked about it a little bit.
Right.
But I think Mr. Boygan is right. We probably do need a more detailed breakdown of the costs. Yes, the Board of Supervisors have allocated this much money, but that doesn't mean we have to spend it. It means we have to be very diligent in how we spend it. So I'm still a little bit concerned. Now, the average cost for these types of plans in Virginia are between 5% of total cost and 15% of total cost on average. On the high end is 16. So in that, could you tell me approximately where we might be?
From my calculations, we're sitting at 17%.
Okay, so we're
Me
on,
and you are online with 6% to 13% is on average, but I do want to pinpoint that the schematics that you probably researched did not include the preparation of the IFB.
and that I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most times, once again, that is something that the school will be responsible for. That is something that the company will be responsible for. So the 17% does include it. And once again, I'm just telling you the figures and telling you exactly what's going on.
Okay.
With that stated, I do want to pinpoint not spending all of the money, not spending all of the funds. When RMM did perform the $36 million bill on Hardy, there were funds left over, and those funds were reverted. They reverted in the matter of $735,000. I know that for a fact. So if funds are not spent on these sort of projects, I believe that everyone knows they will be reverted back. That's where the updates come in at, and that's where the transparency comes in at.
And you know, the last piece I just want to say on the cost breakdown is we're looking at approximately 6,700 square feet for the first phase.
Yes, sir.
And so that comes out to about $93 a square foot.
Yes, sir.
And again, on average, you know, that's more than triple the average cost. So that's where my concerns are.
Right.
Are we really getting our money's worth from RMM, or are we being overcharged? And that's something that I just have not had the time to digest.
And that's a good point, Mr. Collick. I do also want to point out that the paperwork and the schematics that we're looking at was created on March 24th, 2025. Since then, there's been escalation. So one thing that the architects do is when they build out these, they build them out based off of what the escalation model will be in, let's just say, 6 months. Because once again, they never know when it's going to be approved to be able to move forward. And right now, if it was approved to move forward and it was any higher than what it is on these papers, I would not accept it. Okay. So that is also built in.
Okay, so if we were to approve to move forward tonight with RMM, that would extend their contract for this particular piece, correct?
If we move forward, yes, it will extend their contract for only this, for only everything that's signed before September 9th.
Okay. And if we decide not to go forward with this, then we would be looking for another company that would do this.
If we decide not to go with this, yes, sir, we'll be looking for another architectural firm, and then the architectural firm will have to go through the proceedings for that and find another company for this. But I do want to let you know, if we do that, and I'm not against it, I'm not for it, I'm just letting you know, if we do that, then this project will definitely not be completed before the next cycle. It will definitely not be completed. Okay, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with that.
But that doesn't have an impact on the money that's been allocated for it, correct?
It doesn't have an impact of the funds being taken away, but it does have an impact on the escalation fees that will occur. That. So then, therefore, what the Board of Supervisors voted on was and I apologize, I think it was 820, or either way, let's just go with the 7, I don't have it here. The funding for the fleet service building, that might be a little short by the time that we actually roll around. Some extra funds would have to be divvied up for that, depending upon, at that time, the cost for it. And once again, just going back to New Hardy, I think that we all know that New Hardy was 1 month, it was $29 million. Right. And the next month, and once again, a lot of stuff was going on, but the next month it was $36 million.
And just off the top of your head, do you remember what the design cost was for Hardy?
I cannot. I was going to research that, but I can definitely get that number back to you. Okay. I do not. I think it was, now all I know is the contingency.
Okay. And
that's all I remember.
And this doesn't include building anything, doesn't include the BMP or anything like that, just the design?
This only depends, this is only the design.
Okay.
And once again, if the funds are not used, similar to the HVAC, I know that one individual pointed out the Carrollton HVAC is very similar. The Board of Supervisors approved the 7.4, and right now it came in at the 5.9, and we're going to work through the change orders on that. But all of those funds under that threshold of the 7.4 will be given back. So it's budgeted for escalation purposes a lot.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Anybody else? Dr. Coleman, how long have you been doing this job?
8 years now.
How long have you
Going
been
on 8
working
years.
with RRMM?
It was 8 years I've been working with, they've been here since I've been here, going on 8 years.
And you recommended that we reissue the contract a year plus 3 ago?
Absolutely, we have to. By law, we have to reissue the contract. So I am recommending that we follow the guidelines and before September 3rd, allow me and Ms. DeVere to work together to issue out a new contract for architects and let everyone apply. Once again, RMM has an opportunity to apply just like so many other architectural firms. But in the meantime, yes, we go right here.
Okay. What's the board want to do?
I would like some more time to digest this. I wish really we had the statements of work on board docs so we could have had a little more time to digest it and to really look things up. I didn't like just seeing a motion there with the amounts. That, to me, was wrong.
And just FYI, and I apologize, Mr. Colley, now, these are the same forms that were sent out on March 24th to the school board.
Statement of work hasn't changed.
Yeah, and to the Board of Supervisors. Yeah, so
Okay.
it has not changed.
We've already
at this
seen the
time.
statement of work.
You've seen the statement of work. I don't know if, like Mr. Colley said, I don't know if everyone had a chance to really digest it, but it has been out since March 24th.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Anybody else got comments? Anybody want to make a motion? One way or the other? Okay. I would move to approve the contract for total design services in support of Fleet Services Facility, which includes a total basic design fee of $629,581 and total additional services of $85,205 for a combined total not to exceed $714,786.
Second.
Any other discussion? Regardless of how the outcome of this vote goes, Dr. Coleman, let's make sure that come September 9th, we do our due diligence and
Yes,
shop
sir.
around and look at the pros and cons of RRMM. When we take a vote, I will vote yay based on your 8 years of experiences of working with RRMM, and most recently, the Hardy Elementary School. I mean, that was a pretty lengthy process. I stayed in your ear routinely throughout Hardy, and I know the other board members did too. It seems like they took pretty good care of us. And I'll just yield at that, unless anybody has any other comments.
Sorry.
Did you capture that in the minutes?
Good Lord. Come on. Any other comments?
I'm just not comfortable with that level of percentage. I'm really not.
Right. And just FYI, once again, and you know, I'm just trying to be transparent. Moving forward, the cost could be higher, could be lower, but it could be higher, just FYI.
It's hard to predict the future.
It is
It
truly
is.
I think that
impossible.
discussion came
It
up
is
numerous
impossible.
times about Hardy. Had the school board bought that school 1, 2, 3 years earlier, it would have cost us millions of dollars left.
Right. Well, 1 month earlier, really.
Is that going to be the case here? No one's got a crystal ball.
Nobody knows.
I do know that this project has been delayed for years and years and years.
Yes, it is.
And I, for one, am relieved to see some sort of progress on it. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Colick,
Nay.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins,
Yes.
Mr. Wooster,
No.
Mr. Marsh.
Yes. Motion passes. And Dr. Coleman, I appreciate you fielding all those questions. I know a lot of that was on the spot, so.
Right.
We can move right along to 14.2, sir.
14.2 is the Smithville High School band renovation. Move to approve the design, recommended action, move to approve the design services contract for Smithville High School band room renovation, which includes a total basic service fee of $203,259 and total additional services fee of $38,280 for a combined total not to exceed $241,539. And that is going to be an action item.
I think you skipped one, Doc.
Did I-
It's 14.2, the school buses.
Yeah, we amended the agenda.
I had
Sorry.
the wrong one. I do apologize.
Everybody got an updated agenda but you, sir.
The action item for that.
It's 14.2, Dr. Coleman.
I do apologize. 14.2, purchase of 5 school buses. Move to approve the purchase of 5 2026 Thomas school buses, 4 C2 Type C 77 passenger buses at $151,468 each, and 1 C2 Type C 53 passenger bus at $151,155 for a combined total not to exceed $757,027. And that is an action item. And once again, these are the buses for the CIP that comes in every year that we order at this time. So these are the 5 for this year.
So again, this is the money that the Board of Supervisors authorized.
Yes,
And it's past July 1st, so the money's there, so now we want to go ahead and
that is
purchase the
correct.
buses.
And this is the agreement that every single year we will buy 5 buses until we're caught back up.
Somebody want to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the purchase of 5 2026 Thomas school buses, 4 C2 Type C 77 passenger buses at $151,468 each, and 1 C2 Type C 53 passenger bus at $151,155 for a combined total not to exceed $757,027.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Colick?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Wooster?
Yes.
And Mr. Marsh?
Yes, motion passes. 14.3, the band room.
Smithville High School band room renovation. Once again, sir, this is an action item. Move to approve the design services contract for the Smithville High School band room renovation, which includes a total basic service fee of $203,259 and total additional service fee of $38,280 for a combined total not to exceed $241,539. This is a action item for the RRMM. I can answer any questions. It's going to be related to the similar questions related to the fleet services facility.
I've got a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
So we've got phase 1, 2, and 3. So this cost is solely for phase 1, or does it include anything in phase 2 or 3?
This cost is for the design for phase 1, 2, and 3. Yes, sir.
Designed for all of them.
This is the design for all of them. Yes, sir.
So these bullets that we see under phase 2, all that's going to be done, including some of the physical work?
It is the design for that.
Okay.
It is not the physical work. It's just the
Okay.
design schematic.
That's-
Yes, sir. I apologize.
That's what I
sir.
wanted to make sure. And again, do we have any idea how much this is going to cost in total?
I apologize. How much?
How much it's going to cost for the renovation itself?
It was written up as 1.4 for that. That's what it was approved for. But once again, if any funds are other than the 1.4, that's the only estimate that we have at this time.
Okay, so we're looking again at about 17%.
Yes, sir. I haven't calculated this particular one up. The questions was coming on that, but I can definitely question that. 1.24. Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to say yes at this time because I haven't calculated that up myself.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Somebody willing to entertain a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the design services contract for the Smithfield High School band room renovation, which includes a total basic service fee of $203,259 and total additional services fee of $38,200 for a combined total not to exceed $241,539.
Second.
The motion and a second. Any discussion?
I'd just like to say, I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're just paying too much, in the design fees.
Thanks, Mr. Colley. Anybody else? Madam Clerk?
Mr. Colick,
No.
Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mrs. Perkins,
Yes.
Mr. Wooster,
Yes.
and Mr. Marsh.
Yes, motion passes. Thanks, Dr. Coleman.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to monthly financials, Ms. DeVere.
Good evening. Happy New Year.
Happy
It's a new
fiscal new year.
Fiscal New Year, yeah.
So with that, I have some preliminary numbers for you for fiscal year 25. Please keep in mind that I prepared these reports last week, like around July 2nd. So we still have plenty of reconciling to do, but we have very favorable results in what I'm projecting. So I'll start out with the general operating fund. I am projecting that we are going to exceed the revenue budget. The general fund, we had budgeted $80.74 million, and I'm projecting we're going to exceed that by probably about $175,000, which, since it exceeds the budget, that will be returned to the county. The reason for that is we received more from our Medicaid recovery, thanks to Mrs. Pulley and her hard work, but probably an additional $70,000 than what we had budgeted. We also received an additional about $119,000 from E-rate, the universal E-rate. I was not aware that they are our consultant that we use that files these for us. They're going back and filing for previous fiscal years. So I just got in like $120,000, and it's from fiscal year 20.
Who manages that? E-rate?
I don't remember who the consultant is, but this is a federal program on the...
That's all you had to say. So the federal government's 5 years behind.
Could be.
Yeah, that's what you said.
That's good.
So, we'll take the money.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So I do project that, we're going to exceed the revenue for this year. So with that, on the expenditure side for the general fund, we talked about this throughout the budget process, that whatever kind of excess or surplus that we had within the expenditures, that we would transfer that to the health insurance fund, because that, and I'll get into that in a second. So with that, I'm projecting we should be able to transfer about $1.6 million, and that would make, then we would just meet our total expenditures of the $80.74 million. So we'd spend all of our budget there.
So break even, in other words.
I'm sorry?
So it's a break even.
Except for, the amount we exceeded in the revenue, that will automatically go back from the county. Because you can't exceed, can't spend more than what you budgeted.
Right.
So that amount will go back.
Right.
So on to the health insurance fund. Claims were a lot higher than originally expected. In fact, they exceeded the contributions that went into the fund by 1.1 million is the total amount. We are expecting to receive back about $241,000 from a stop-loss recovery. We have a stop-loss insurance program, so we are expecting to receive that back. And so if we do transfer the 1.6 million plus the additional I'm expecting to get back in the stop-loss recovery, that would make the bottom line of the reserves a little over $2 million going into next year, which is a, a good level to have.
Refresh my memory. Show me how to read on your health insurance report that excess of 1.6 million.
This report doesn't show that. But you can see down at the bottom, it says for the current year to date, it has 870,000.
Right.
I actually had a couple more expenses that came in after I ran this report. So the total, if you see there, the total payments of 9.3 million, that actually came in at 9.5. So the 870 comes down another couple $100,000 to about 6. Add in the 1.6 takes you a little over 2, and then there is also another accrual in there. I can't remember the exact amount on it, but
How long do you expect it'll take to reconcile the health insurance fund? Is the cutoff, is that done?
oh, it's done.
Okay.
Yes, I had that extra accrual that I put in this week that I didn't get into this report. So the total expenses for the health insurance fund was $9.5 million.
I guess the telling line for me is that the total payments year to year increased 26.6%.
Yes.
That's a huge number.
Yes.
Okay, and just for the sake of saying it again, none of those increases went to the employees, correct?
None of those increases.
We kept those increases in premiums
Correct.
in-house.
The school board covered all of that for fiscal year 26, yes.
And some other divisions have passed those premium rates on to the employees.
Correct. So child nutrition, if I can move on to that one. In the financial report, you'll see that the year-to-date is showing a deficit of about $97,000. But I can assure you that that is not the final number. We haven't posted all of the revenue yet that has come in and make other adjustments for inventory. So I'm 99% sure that that the year ended in a positive number, not in a deficit.
This may be a question for Dr. Coleman instead of you. I don't know, but what does the inventory that we maintain, what does that consist of? Broadly.
I don't know.
The inventory consists of, I guess you could say, the smaller inventory just for summer school. It's not actually for the startup of school. Are you talking about the child nutrition inventory in the freezers at this time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it. It's a very, very small supply that is kept in 1 or 2 freezers just for summer school mostly.
But there also should be some non-perishable items
Yeah,
that are in there
cans
too.
and different things of that nature, of course, yes.
Okay. Then I would imagine like plates and cups and stuff like that as well.
Next time.
So that's all I have on the financial report. Unless you have any other questions on that. And then I have a follow-up from last board meeting. You asked at the last board meeting, you asked about the Amoresco debt payment. So I have a little bit of history for you. In May of 2014, the school board financed approximately $6.9 million at 3.85% over 20 years to cover various energy savings projects. In October of 21, the school board refinanced that debt and it is currently at 1.72%. Very favorable rate. And it did not extend the period of time that we borrowed, so it kept it at that 20-year level, which we will pay all of the debt in full in May of 2033. You do have the ability to prepay it. There's a 1% fee and plus whatever accrued interest, so that's probably around $50,000. But since this interest rate is so low, your savings would probably be maybe around $350,000, which isn't a whole lot, and we don't have $4.7 million sitting around. So I think having it at this 1.72% interest rate is a good rate.
Yeah, I would agree. Get into the reduce the rate without changing the length of the term. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Thanks for digging into that.
And that's all I have unless you have other questions. Oh, and I should have the final numbers for the state sales tax. If you recall, I normally will have those by the first week of August, which I'm anticipating will be at least 1.4 million, which is in accordance with what we budgeted.
So come August, we'll be close to reconciling everything. Then we're going to roll right into the whole audit process and start this big process over again.
Yep. Grant fund is in great shape. We're getting ready to do the June reimbursement requests because we've been keeping up with them every month. So it's in good shape.
Lots of hype and grumblings about the federal side of it. Any concerns from where you're sitting with the federal grants? I mean, a lot of unknowns, but Mrs. Getz is nodding her head yes.
Sure, they're absolutely concerns, but our largest ones are Title I and IDEA, and those, from what we've been told, are, not at risk this year, this coming year.
Good evening. We are concerned about Title II. We do pay some partial salaries out of that grant, and so that one is one that we are waiting on, Title II, Title III, and some of Title IV.
For the listening audience, Title II is?
It's professional development and things of that nature. We pay for things, like I said, we pay for partial salaries of a couple of staff members. We also provide teacher reimbursements for classes. So those would be things that really do benefit teachers that we would no longer be able to pay. So I'm really hoping that one gets through.
And in fiscal year 25, we received $148,000 for Title II.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate all your hard work. Where are we at? There we go. Dr. Coleman again.
All right. Yes, sir. Operations update. I'd like to start off by talking about the ground status. There were some issues, before we get to the first slide, there were some issues throughout the last month and a half with the ground status. There was several school board members that called me with concerned constituents about the grass around several of the schools in the back areas and the front areas. Now, of course, we operate with a team of 3.5 contracted members to maintain the facilities. And over the past month, the lead was out, and there was several other personnel-related issues with the ABM team that was over the grass. Since then, we contracted and through ABM and got, for no cost, gotten more workers in to get us caught back up. So there was an issue. It was reported by several citizens across the division, but at this time, we're finally back on track again, so you can let everyone know. And I just wanted to let the general public know, thank you for giving me a call. Thank you for letting me know what's going on there, but at the same time, it is now back up and running. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just one quick question. Were we able to get that septic field by Carsville mowed back down?
Yes, sir, that occurred today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, and that will become a normal part of Carsville maintenance.
Perfect,
A
thank you.
normal part. Yes, sir. All right. All right. Tracks, Smithville High School, Windsor High School. Now, a year ago, the school board prioritized and ranked several key items as part of the capital improvement plan and collaborated with the Board of Supervisors to secure funding for these important projects. IWCS is proud to announce that one of those major initiatives, the completion of the school athletic fields and tracks, has been successfully finished. These upgrades facilities represents a high, significant investment, not just in our students' physical health and extracurricular opportunities, but in a broader community as well. So we just want to let you know that everything is completed, and Smithville High School track and Windsor High School tracks are finished and ready to go at this time.
What do you say, Cole? That's your school track, buddy.
I'm ready to run on it, I know that.
It's a heck of an improvement from the last one.
All right. Next is the Division tennis court completion. Both schools now have the completed tennis courts. One was fully supported by the OBC, and the other one was out of the remainder of the operating budget to complete the tennis courts. So both schools now, and as you've seen tonight, you had two state championship teams, state championship runner-ups, right there playing and practicing on a tennis court that wasn't fully completed of this nature, and running on a track that was not up to standards. But now we have completed those. All right.
Dr. Coleman.
Yes, sir.
With these just being finished recently, when school starts up, what would you think about having some type of ribbon cutting at each of the schools for these new facilities? And we bring in the Board of Supervisors as our special guests for all their help in putting these together, and have a nice little ribbon cutting before our sporting event.
Absolutely. And Miss Briggs is literally working on that right now. She's getting everything situated, so she read your mind ahead of time. So she's really working through this process of getting all of these projects out in front and in front of the community.
Yeah, and every time we do something that costs this much money, let's bring them in and thank them. We can get more done that way.
That's right. You know what, Mr. McCarthy, rest his soul, he's sitting here talking to